This is John. I wanted to point out a couple things on some carburetors purchased off eBay and new parts purchased through Predator Performance. One of the things I wanted to point out was on the metering blocks. When you get a new metering block, this is how you get it. It doesn't come with the spool. This is a new one. This is a somewhat used, and this is a totally abused and wore out. The spool, they call it, on this one has some wear on it, but it's reusable. It's double spring. This is the way it comes. This one here, again, these were purchased off eBay, just used stuff that's kind of beat up. You can see the end of there, somebody had taken a punch and beat the end of that, apparently trying to flare the end of it so it fit a little tighter. In the back end, you got to forgive me here, I'm trying to wrestle this around, but what it ended up doing was it flared the end of it. Apparently that's what they wanted to do, but it also bent it. So now this thing's shot, unless the guy can straighten it out, but pretty well junk. So when you order a new metering block, this is what you get. It doesn't come with the spool. Only, and this one's been removed, only if you buy the complete kit. Again, this is the spool and the metering block's all gone out of it. Only if you buy the new kit does it come with the complete metering block. So these do wear out, they do go bad, and anybody that purchases one of these used, I highly recommend that you inspect it and replace it. If you need the entire metering block, you're going to have to buy the kit. Otherwise, you're going to have to salvage a spool off of one of the old ones. Again, this one here is pretty much junk. This one's doable. This one's new, but it doesn't have a new spool. So again, John, just wanted to point some things out on these. Also, just real quick here, there's two holes here for the where the bolts go. These are shoulder bolt. I'm sorry, they have a shoulder on them. You can see right here. That'll only screw in so tight to the two locations here. Don't overcrank those. If you do, you might as well throw the carburetor away. But you'll notice that one of these has a larger hole. This hole is smaller than this one. This bolt here pretty well fits in here, the way it should, but this one here has a lot of slop, and that is like that. So when you adjust your get a little slot right there for your metering screw, your adjustment idle mixture screw, actually moves this thing and pivots on this bolt right here. This little bit of slop you got there because of that hole's enlarged. That's all the movement you got. If you go turning that screw up and you start feeling some resistance, you need to stop. Because if you keep going, you're going to pull it right off that little screw right there. Because all it does is it just pops into place. There's some things I found out. I'm not a Predator guy. I'm just learning this. But this hole is larger than this one, although both the bolts are identical. But this larger hole moves on that shoulder. That's all the movement you got. So if you start pulling that screw up and you feel resistance, you need to stop. And you start screwing it down and you feel resistance, you need to stop. You've only got that much play. That's all you need. And don't overcrank it. You will definitely break it. If you pull the screw up too far, it'll just pop out of there, and then you've rendered your adjustment useless. There is no more adjustments. So I want to do some more videos on these things. It's kind of on what I've found, but this is just a quickie on the metering blocks. Thanks.